Hey everybody, what's up? What's up? What's up? What is happening? Welcome to episode 45 of the Super Grapple Bros podcast. I am one of your hosts, Murpho, joined by DMurph. We are two brothers who are former WWE employees that enjoy the wrestling and the video games. So we come here on Twitch, where I gameplay, stream video games, and we talk about once every week. Sometimes we miss weeks about what's going on in the world of wrestling and what's going on in the world of video games. We predict. One of those things we do is we predict shows and we review them. And the show of shows is what's on our topic. What's on our mind right now is our hot topic, our big item. WrestleMania 34 is coming up in just a week, just 1 week from today. The Showcase of the Immortals will once again be coming to your television screens and to the New Orleans Superdome, not the Silver Dome, as a certain potential SmackDown general manager in the future said a few years ago. So yeah, long intro is a long intro. We are doing predictions for WrestleMania 34 and NXT TakeOver New Orleans. And are you having fun doing your thing over there?
Oh, sorry, just
PUBG Mobile.
PUBG Mobile, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to stop?
Hashtag not sponsored, by the way. I didn't tell him to do this.
Should I stop?
No, go ahead and play. I'll just make all the predictions. We won't count any of your predictions, and I will hold on to this.
Okay, I predict
thing through WrestleMania.
You see, I got
3-time champ holding on the predictions belt.
I got it covered. Okay, my predictions are that everyone who's going to win the match will win the match. So we're all set.
No, that's not it. All right, can we get into predictions now? So I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's this little thing happening this upcoming weekend where a lot of people gather in one location for a week, and there's a lot of wrestling, and it culminates in, I think it's considered the biggest wrestling show of the year.
WrestleCon.
Yep, that's it. WrestleCon.
I mean, technically it is.
Technically, it is WrestleCon. WrestleCon is part of, the WrestleMania weekend, but we're talking about WrestleMania. There's way too much wrestling going on for us to go out and predict everything, but we will predict NXT TakeOver New Orleans and WrestleMania 34.
And I think we could, right now, super quick, just for fun, who do you think's going to win, Kenny or Cody? We won't count this, but just who do you think?
That's happening at WrestleCon this weekend?
That's happening at ROH Supercard of Honor this weekend, yeah.
Okay. Is that happening Friday or Saturday? I'm trying to figure out, what's happening each evening.
It's either Friday or Saturday. I don't remember which. But
yeah, because I'm also trying to figure out which night is TakeOver and which night is the Hall of Fame.
TakeOver is Saturday.
Saturday.
And the main reason I know that is because I saw people like Johnny Gargano tweeting about this Saturday.
All right, so the Hall of Fame is going to be Friday. So hopefully ROH is Friday, so people can enjoy Wrestling Friday, Wrestling Saturday, Wrestling Sunday. Not that the Hall of Fame is any less, but if I had the choice between seeing the Hall of Fame or going to see Cody versus Kenny, I go see Cody versus Kenny.
Oh, did you hear about he actually made a response this week about Kenny saying that he was a WWE reject, saying Kenny goes out of his way to call me a WWE reject, yet calling me a reject from the company I worked for, yet he was rejected from the developmental of that company.
Yep.
And I was like,
I'm like, the poor choice of an insult there, Kenny. You had to know that was going to come back and bite you. But if I was going to make a prediction for who was going to win that match, I'm going to say Cody, because they're trying to elevate Cody. And Kenny, over the last year, just by the sheer quality of his matches, has slowly been turning face without trying to turn face.
Oh, he's gone full face.
Well, now he's full face.
Yeah.
Now he's
That's
full
what
face.
I'm saying now, yeah.
What I mean is, through 2017, he went from a huge heel, and then the quality of matches he was having with Okada and others basically slow turned him face. And then he was pretty much a face against Jericho in the Alpha versus Omega match.
And now
he's full on face.
Thing, yeah.
So I think Cody's going to win because the leader of the Bullet Club can't be a face, I think. He always has to be a heel and a bad guy. So I think Cody's going to beat Kenny, and then Kenny's going to be out on his own as a face, or I don't know, when is his contract coming up in New Japan anytime soon?
I have no idea, but I have a feeling that he's staying around because he's really getting into the Golden Lovers gimmick. So.
But yeah, we'll see. But I think that, that Cody's going to be Kenny, and Kenny's going to be kicked out of the Bullet Club, and Cody's going to become the new leader of the Bullet Club.
I think it would be awesome. I also think Cody's going to win. I mean, one thing I find funny, he's already announcing things like next week he's going to be, I guess this week, he's going to be debuting a new logo for the Bullet Club. So that'll be interesting. And I actually saw someone tweet a picture of them wearing all their Bullet Club logo stuff, just frowning at that. But I think I highly doubt this is going to happen. But how awesome would it be if that happened and then Monday after Mania, Kenny just came out?
It would be cool.
It won't happen, but we could dream.
It would be really, really cool. Colin604, thank you so much for the follow, by the way. I should probably maybe change my notifications to more wrestling theme when we do Super Bros. But then that would mean I would have to have 2 presets. That's just me thinking of random things when I hear the notification messages.
We'll figure it out later. We'll get it in post.
We'll do it in post?
Yeah.
We're not going to do it live?
Well, I mean, we're live, pal.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not going to do it live. That's what we're saying. We're not going to do it live.
We'll do it post.
Yeah, we'll do it in post. Maybe.
I guess.
Maybe we'll do it in post.
We'll
if there's time. But anyway, Colin, thank you once again for the follow. We appreciate it. Yes, it is a wrestling talk show. So basically, we both are in agreement that Cody is going to defeat Kenny.
Also, hey, Cam.
What's up, Cam? At the ROH show this weekend.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, again, lots of great wrestling going on. If any of you guys are going down to New Orleans for WrestleMania, definitely try to catch as much wrestling as you can. It's a good time. And also, do not forget that WrestleMania Access has shows, like mini non-taped wrestling shows, wrestling events going on from NXT people. They do that every single year. And it's good stuff.
That's actually something Jack Gallagher pointed out on Twitter recently, where he goes, so can we have a WrestleMania Access sign so I have something to point to?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Colin604 says bring back Yoshitatsu. I would support that. I like Yoshitatsu.
I would, but the last thing I remember hearing about him was him breaking his neck. So
well, I think he's
was a while ago.
Is he okay,
though.
or is he? Is he a New Japan commentator now?
He might be. I know it happened a long time ago.
Yeah, because he did not take the Styles Clash the way one should take the Styles Clash. Yeah, poor Yoshitatsu. Cam, thank you, by the way, for subbing for 2 months. A 2-month sub, man. Thank you for kicking that sub button's ass and hitting that subscribe button for us. I really appreciate it, bud.
Yeah, lots of good stuff going on this weekend. So if you're down there, go to Access and everything. Because they're going to have a lot of
There's
stuff
going to be anything and everything. So much wrestling going down. Colin said he went to Japan and is hunting down Bullet Club members. He read it somewhere.
All right.
Well, if that's what he's doing now, great. I know he went to Japan and that's where he broke his neck with AJ Styles, but we'll see. I mean that if that's his gimmick, if he's healthy and that's his gimmick, that would actually fit perfectly because AJ was with the Bullet Club when he broke Yoshi's neck. Exactly. So it's almost like a revenge type thing.
Yoshi. All right. So yeah, let's get into some things that are happening.
Well, actually, what I was saying was there's plenty of good wrestling that you will be able to see this weekend at events. However, there are going to be certain moves and certain performers who aren't going to be able to perform the moves that you know them best as this weekend, which it's still going to be good wrestling, but don't be surprised if you don't see power bombs, pile drivers, 450 splashes, moonsaults, shooting star presses, throwing a person over the top rope. Because this week, the New Orleans Wrestling Commission came out with a list of banned moves for in general, but just in time for WrestleMania weekend. The only companies that are exempt from these rules are the WWE, who are doing TakeOver WrestleMania, and ROH. So at least the big matches we're talking about today won't have to worry. But like for any other people who are doing stuff, like if Pro Wrestling Guerrilla is doing anything down there, or
PWG or Revolution Pro or anything.
Yeah, they are not allowed to do any kind of power bombs, pile drivers, shooting star presses. Can't do a 450. Can't do a moonsault. They are not allowed to launch people over the top rope, which means there can't be any battle royals or rumbles.
Well, from what I'm understanding, pretty much everyone I see talking about this, every pro wrestler I see talking about this, is basically pissed. Well, they're pissed.
I know Will Osprey was like furious.
Yeah, and I know a lot of them are not just pissed, but they're also like, all right, well, we got to come out with new merch, and everyone, you got to buy this stuff because we're doing this stuff for you anyway, so we need money to pay these fines.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what everyone's doing. That's what Joey Ryan's doing. That's what Osprey's doing.
Is that what they figured out? Is that it's just going to be fines? And do they know how much the fines are going to be?
I don't know how much they might.
How much the fines are going to be.
Yeah, it's if you violate it, you get fined.
Okay.
And to be fair, part of the reason why they're doing this is because their commission is facing several lawsuits in relation to people getting hurt from those moves.
Which is so stupid.
It is so stupid, but whatever.
As Big Stupid said, let's bring everything back to the NWA circuit in 1984.
Yep.
Well, technically, it would be even earlier than that because I'm pretty sure they were still doing pile drivers in 84.
Well, back in 84, you would get disqualified if you threw someone over the top rope.
I'm aware of that, yes. Yes, I'm aware of that rule.
Bring it back to Bruno Sammartino's early days.
Yeah. But regardless, wrestlers are going to be paying fine. So buy their merch. If you like them, buy their merch because they're going to need that money this weekend. If you're in New Orleans and you enjoy their stuff, go see them wrestle. Give them some support because they're probably going to be paying New Orleans quite a bit of money to be able to do the stuff that they're going to do this weekend. Cam is saying that Lance Storm has said that the SSP 450 and moonsault stuff it's unsure if it's only banned or if you land on someone's head instead of chest. That is true because it said you cannot perform moves on opponents' heads, such as a shooting star press, moonsault, or 450. So what some people are speculating, like Lance Storm, is they don't know if it's the standard person's laying in the middle of the ring and you perform that move on them, or something like this person's on the outside and you decide to do a shooting star from the top turnbuckle onto them while they're standing on the outside, because then technically you're landing on their head.
Yeah. So just do suicide dash to the outside where you're not doing any kind of flip or anything.
And you just go right to the chest.
And then do all the flippy stuff off the top rope when they're lying down.
I'm sure they're going to be flippy stuff. People are going to pay fines. So support your indie wrestlers.
Support your local indie wrestlers.
Yes. However, there are two shows that are not affected by this, and those are the shows that we are predicting today, and that is NXT TakeOver New Orleans and WrestleMania 34. Whoop whoop. Let's see. To be honest, we think that's bad, but WWE banned good moves like Orton's punt and the curb stomp. Said Collins is before. The curb stomp's back though, and the Orton punt, it was, to be fair, it was literally a strong kick to the jaw. Like that's more WWE trying to be careful about concussions with this whole ban move thing. I think it's more about trying to just keep people from doing high risk stuff that's going to cause like spinal and neck injuries and stuff like that.
And I'm pretty sure the only people who took those punts were McMahon family members, John Cena, and Triple H, who's also kind of a McMahon family member.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go.
And Big Stupid says just ask Chris Jericho if they need move ideas because he's the master of 10,000 holds.
I thought he was a master of 10,001 holds.
Maybe it is 10,001 holds.
I think he's added one, maybe an armbar.
What happened to Cam? Let us know what happened to Will Osprey after last night because I did not hear anything about that.
I just mentioned it to you before the show.
Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah, he did Marty Scurll went to do a Spanish fly, I believe it's called, or C4 to the
C4 Spanish fly. That's the same thing.
Yeah, from the apron to the outside of the ring, and you see Osprey's head hit the apron like this and kind of crunch a little bit.
That's bad.
And they still land on the floor and everything, but yeah, that's what happened with that. If you want, I could see if I find it while we talk about stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. So, I hope the best for Osprey. Let's move into our predictions. Let's get to our actual shows that we are predicting today. That come at the end of WrestleMania weekend, and that is NXT TakeOver New Orleans and WrestleMania 34. We're going to start with TakeOver New Orleans because it's the show that happens first. And, it's not WrestleMania. WrestleMania always has got to go last. If we're predicting any shows in any order, WrestleMania always goes last because it's the big one. Anyway, our first match here. Now, spoiler warning right here if you guys have not kept up with what has happened. If you guys haven't kept up with spoilers on the tapings of NXT and don't want to get spoiled.
Just very quickly.
We're going to talk about one injury. Oh, boy. Ooh.
Yeah, that's what happened to him. So he's actually
Osprey kind of did that to himself.
Yeah, he also said recently that he may not be performing in New Orleans now, but that he is fine.
Yeah, he might have seen a doctor and been like, he needs to take a couple weeks off. Yeah, that looks like it's bad whiplash.
Yeah, just
and a bad neck crunch.
At home. I don't know how long that's going to be on there for, but we'll just hope that it works. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It ran its course. It went through.
Yeah, Jesus. That hurts.
It's nasty.
But yeah, it's also a kind of thing, though, where he tweeted that today. So some people are thinking it might be an April Fool's joke. We're not sure.
So,
but anyway.
For this first prediction, like I said, spoiler warning. If you're listening to us or watching us, skip ahead about like 2 minutes or so.
Yeah.
If you're watching us live, mute us. We'll give you a double thumbs up. I'll give a double thumbs up when we are through this prediction, so that way you guys know that we're done with the with it. We are going over the
mute starting now.
Yeah, we're gonna go over the NXT Tag Team Championship match, which, according to tapings, it appears that it's going to be a triple threat match. We have in the Dusty Road Classic final, Authors of Pain versus Roddy Strong and Pete Dunne, and we're guessing that apparently based on the tapings, that it's going to be both teams that are going to end up in the title match. I guess there's going to be a no decision or Undisputed Era is going to come in. So it's going to be Undisputed Era versus Authors of Pain versus Roddy Strong for the NXT Tag Team titles. Bobby Fish, however, is hurt, out for 6 months. So the question is Kyle O'Reilly going to be in there by himself, or is Adam Cole going to work double duty? I'm betting Adam Cole's going to have to work double duty.
I wouldn't be surprised by that, yeah.
So that will be shocking. Given Bobby Fish's injury and the fact that he's going to be out for 6 months now, I don't think they're going to give Adam Cole. I don't think they're going to give Adam Cole a tag team title, considering he's competing for the North American title and might very well be going into going after Almas or Black, whoever wins, and be going for that NXT Championship very, very soon. So if I had to pick, as nice as it would be nice to see Roddy Strong have a championship and have it with Pete Dunne, I don't think Pete Dunne's one who's going to be around that long in NXT. I feel like he's eventually going to get to Raw anyway. So I've got to pick. I'm going to go with, just out of sheer fact that Bobby Fish is hurt, I'm going to go with Authors of Pain winning the titles back, which I don't mind because Authors of Pain have gotten awesome. And they're really good. If Bobby Fish wasn't injured, I would say Undisputed Era holds on. But because Bobby Fish is hurt and isn't coming back for 6 months, Authors of Pain for me.
I personally, main reason I'm doing this is to be different, but I am going to go with Roddy Strong and Pete Dunne because of the fact that, as you mentioned, with Bobby Fish being injured and everything, there's not much that can be done about that. And I don't think they're going to have Adam Cole be a tag team champion right now and everything, especially with the stuff that you said. And rumors have been swirling that Authors of Pain, as well as groups like Sanity, may be showing up like either the Monday or Tuesday after Mania, that they're going to be brought up to the main roster. So I don't think it's going to be Authors of Pain because of that, or at least I'm thinking it might not be. And Pete Dunne is so over, and so is Roddy Strong, so over in NXT. And they've got this really strong storyline going on right now where the entire basis of it was they beat the hell out of each other and they respect each other for how well they went up against each other. And on top of that, there's been this whole storyline with Roddy Strong going on where he wrestled for the NXT Championship and he didn't get that. And he went into the Cruiserweight title tournament to try and get that title and didn't get that. And he's been going everywhere he can to try and get a hold of a title. And that's been his whole storyline for a little while now, is he's doing everything he can to try and win a championship in general. So I think they might have that happen because that'll fulfill that storyline if he finally gets the title. They've got everything going on between him and Pete Dunne. They've already got a tag team finisher together now. And I think it might lead to them being champions and then breaking off and maybe having another match or something like that. So I'm going to go with Roddy Strong and Pete Dunne.
Interesting choice from these guys. And Colin says, wait, if they bring Sanity to Maine, would they bring Nikki Cross? Yes. I think so. I could totally see them bringing all of Sanity to SmackDown because Nikki Cross, along with Asuka, would be a major boost to the SmackDown Women's Division, and the tag division over there could use Sanity.
Yeah.
And I think the possibilities with Eric Young on SmackDown with the people that are on there are amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, that would be the plan, is they would include Nikki with that. They are thinking about bringing up all of Sanity, the Authors of Pain. I think they're looking to possibly bring up the iconic duo of Billie Kay and Peyton Royce.
You think they're going to bring up Johnny Gargano?
I don't know.
That all depends on what happens in this match.
Yeah,
I mean, they've made their decision, I'm sure, but we'll have to see what happens in the unsanctioned match.
Yeah.
Which is going to be our next match to predict, but I'm going to put thumbs up. So anybody who muted us for spoilers, we are no longer doing spoilers. We're past that match. for those of you guys who are new to this and don't know how our predictions work and are wondering what this lovely is here, this is our predictions championship. I won this back when I was doing up, down, down, did a WWE 2K17 tournament, won, and this was the prize for the content creator who won, and we use it for our predictions championships. So, whenever we get to a pay-per-view, we make our predictions, and whoever has the most predictions at the end wins the championship, or defend, or retains if you are the current champion. Now, we have rules to make sure that things don't go out of hand. We have champion's advantage, where if there is a tie in predictions, it's the same thing as if there was a draw in wrestling, or a disqualification or something like that. The champion retains. It's the champion's advantage. However, in the interest of fairness to the challenger, so that way he has a reasonable shot, and the challenger and the champion can't just pick every single prediction that the challenger makes. The champion picks first, the challenger picks second. So that way the challenger has the option of going against the champion's predictions in the hopes of actually capturing the championship.
That's what I just said in this last one.
Yes.
Or part of my reasoning for this last one.
Yeah, exactly. So as you guys can see, I currently have the championship. I am a 3-time champ. I am also the longest reigning champ and the first ever champ. DMurph is a 2-time champ.
Yep.
And he was the longest reigning before I got my second championship.
Yep.
So
exactly.
That's a breakdown of how our predictions work. And now we're going to go ahead and move on with said predictions.
Which this match, I doubt it, but I'm hoping this next match ends up being the main event.
Yes. Real quick, though, before we get to it, Colin says that he would like to see, as we were talking about the Authors of Pain potentially getting moved up to the main roster, he would like to see the Bar versus the Authors of Pain. I think AOP would do really well on
Yeah,
Raw.
they do well on Raw, but I mostly just want to see them finally give the Revival something, now that they're healthy, finally.
Yeah. Now, let's move on to Johnny Gargano versus Tomaso Ciampa. It is an unsanctioned match. Gargano will never be allowed back in NXT if he loses.
Yeah.
If he wins, he's let back in. See, I'm torn with this. Like, I don't know who the hell to pick with this, because Gargano could go up to the main roster. But if Gargano's forever banned from NXT, that means Gargano can never come back if you want to do if they wanted to. And I mean, I'm sure they could write their way around it, but he would never be able to come back to do anything whatsoever. Also, but also on the same thing, there's talks about, Johnny might go up to the main roster. He would be great on SmackDown. Tomaso, and he's the ultimate underdog, and Ciampa's always had his number. However, the next takeover is taking place in June again. Or the next Chicago's wow, I messed that up early. The next takeover is taking place in Chicago in June once again, which is where Ciampa turned on Gargano, which would be a fitting way to end their rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got me wondering, I'm not sure what they would go with. Will Johnny Gargano be part of the post-Mania call-ups? He wasn't among the names that you had mentioned.
Can I just throw one thing in that's not part of a prediction, just a side thing?
Sure.
If he does lose this match, you know where I would not mind seeing him go, and this might sound a bit of a shock to you?
What?
205 Live.
Good.
Because I found out, something I want to point out, I recently found out why 205 Live has gotten so good.
Because Triple H is running it?
Yes, now Triple H is running it. I did not realize that.
Yeah, I thought we talked about that back in Royal Rumble when they were before they announced that Drake Maverick was going to become the GM the week before the Royal Rumble. Part of the news, maybe it was one of the weeks where you weren't allowed, I had to do it solo. Yeah. But yeah, Vince basically handed over creative control of 205 Live to Triple H and his people. And that's why it's gotten so good.
Yeah.
So I think Cameron's saying have Ciampa win. Gargano's gone until a call up to SummerSlam. Ciampa eliminates Gargano in the Rumble. Payoff next year Royal Rumble.
At Mania.
Yeah, I don't know.
The one thing I'll say with that is, if you want to do that, I'm gonna be going to that Mania, so I'm fine with that.
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say this. I think Johnny Wrestling's gonna win. I'm gonna pick Johnny Wrestling to win, but but Gargano's gonna survive by the skin of his teeth, and Ciampa is gonna beat that.
Classic.
Yeah, and Ciampa is gonna be so goddamn pissed that Gargano's back in NXT that he's going to go ape on Gargano and beat him within an inch of his life. And that's going to set up a rematch at TakeOver Chicago, which Ciampa will win, which will set up for a big blow-off at SummerSlam, at the SummerSlam TakeOver. And Gargano and Ciampa potentially debut afterwards on SummerSlam. On the main roster or on 205 Live. So I will pick Johnny Gargano to win and stick around to finish off what I think and should be a very nice long rivalry with Tomaso Ciampa.
All right, I'm going to go with Johnny Gargano as well. And the way I could potentially see this going is similar to what you said of Gargano barely winning, Ciampa being pissed, taking him out, and then seeing something like Ciampa go on to win the NXT Championship at TakeOver Chicago or something, and then have Johnny Gargano come back and have Ciampa versus Gargano for TakeOver Brooklyn. Because they always try to have the big matches for TakeOver Brooklyn. And what kind of bigger NXT title match could you have than Johnny Gargano versus Tomaso Ciampa for the NXT title? Especially with this storyline that will now have been going on for over a year.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they take this. Like, I would love to see this go for the NXT Championship, but if what's going to happen, based on who's in the main event at this TakeOver, I don't think either Gargano or Ciampa will win an NXT Championship before they both leave. Which is unfortunate because I think they both deserve it, especially with the way that they've been performing over the last year. But like,
we'll talk more about that one.
Yeah, I think with how cluttered the main event scene's getting in NXT, I just don't see it happening. But I would love to see it.
I don't think it's getting too cluttered just because of the fact of I see a lot of the people that are cluttering it possibly going up after Mania because word has it a good amount of people from the main roster maybe heading, or from NXT maybe heading up to the main roster after Mania.
Yeah, so we'll see. But you picked Gargano anyway, which is interesting.
Yeah, well, like I said, that's the storyline I'm hoping for.
Yeah, we both want to see. We both don't want to see. Like, as much as we would love to see Johnny wrestling on the main roster, be that on 205 Live or Raw and SmackDown, we want to see Gargano and Ciampa wrestle each other more. Yeah, we want them to fight forever. Basically. Exactly. Colin 604 asks, "Wait, if someone's in the cruiserweight division, based on 205 Live, are they allowed to move up to the main roster if Triple H lets them?"
Yeah, the cruiserweights are on Raw every week.
Yeah, I mean the cruiserweights are on Raw. 205 Live is technically the main roster. Yeah, it's main roster adjacent, kind of. Yeah. But at the same time, we also have not seen anybody go from 205 Live to a full spot on Raw or SmackDown yet. Yeah, it's mostly been seen as almost a demotion or a side move, and once you go to 205 Live, you're stuck there because nobody's been able to move out yet. Didn't happen with Austin Aries. Didn't happen with Neville. Hasn't happened with Kalisto.
Well, also, they've got a lot of stuff going on with 205 Live. Yeah. And Kalisto's in a big storyline with the rest of Lucha House Party and Hideo and Tozawa and stuff. Yeah. So,
like I was going to say, well, there's also the fact that 205 Live is getting a lot better. And because it's getting better, that might actually mean that more people will actually move from 205 Live to the main roster eventually. Cam says Gargano should go to SmackDown because Daniel Bryan will probably be moved to Raw, so we have a real babyface on both rosters. No, I honestly think that Daniel Bryan's going to stay on SmackDown. Because look at the matches he can have there.
He may stay on SmackDown, he may move to Raw, because you gotta think about it. He may move to Raw, other people may also move to Raw, and they always have superstar shakeups.
I mean, technically what you could do to move D-Bry over to Raw if you wanted is if D-Bry and Shane lose their match at WrestleMania, Shane's so pissed off, D-Bry's officially a part of the member of the Raw SmackDown roster now, no longer the GM. He trades Daniel Bryan to Raw out of spite.
I was going to say, I could see them doing a surprise superstar shakeup of trading D-Bry for Kurt Angle. So, but anyway, let's continue with
Daddy K, what up? Adam Ritt, did y'all... No, we haven't done NXT yet. We're in the middle of it right now. Yeah. And we've been talking about call-ups to WrestleMania. Rich Swann got released apparently.
Yeah, he got released a while ago.
Yeah, he did. Cool. So that's our picks for Gargano versus Ciampa. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. Next, we're gonna have the NXT Women's Championship, which is Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler, and I am just gonna come out and say it. Shayna's winning this match.
Ditto.
The storyline dictates and demands that Shayna Baszler wins this match because Ember Moon barely survived last time, and
you just put us both down for Ember.
Oh, whoops!
And we're both for Shayna.
Wrong. wrong. It's because I was talking about Ember barely. Yeah. Ember barely scraped by in the last match, and Shayna went after her. So I think this time Shayna will not get surprised and will beat Ember. And Ember might end up being one of the people that gets moved up to the main roster after this. She could be another person who would be a massive boost to the SmackDown Raw division, SmackDown Women's division.
Yep. Yeah, I just think that it's finally at the point with Shayna versus Ember where Shayna's words are going to come true. When you get in the ring with Shayna Baszler, you've got 3 choices: nap, tap, or snap.
Yeah,
and that's
I think she's going to do all of the above.
I got chills the last time I saw Shayna Baszler on TV when she went over to the commentary staff and said, Ember knows that when she faces me at TakeOver, I'm either taking her title or I'm taking her limb.
Yeah. There's no way Shayna Baszler's losing this match. The storyline and the way they've built this rivalry dictates, near demands, that Shayna Baszler win this match. After this, who knows what happens with Ember Moon? Does she get moved up? Does she go for a rematch? I think Ember gets moved up because she's had her championship reign, and then you go Kairi Sane Shayna for your main event.
Kairi Sane Shayna. You could do Candice LeRae Shayna. You could do a lot of different stuff.
Yeah. We're not saying have everybody, definitely. We're just saying this is where they could go. What they could do. And I mean, this is the NXT TakeOver event before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And NXT superstars historically have gotten the majority of their call-ups after WrestleMania because it's the start of the new year, start of the new season for wrestling. It's where we get introductions for everything.
I personally think that she's not going to go up right away. I think she might stick around for one more takeover or something for a rematch and then be brought up to the main roster a little after that, but we'll see.
Yes. Colin and Daddy K think that Ember's gonna win. Colin loves her diving stunner. Yes, the Eclipse is pretty awesome.
Amazing.
Pretty great finisher.
But it'd be good on the main roster too.
And Adam asked who we thought would challenge after. I think Kairi Sane. I don't know who you think.
Like I said, Kairi Sane, Candice LeRae, and they might be signing more people.
Candice, yeah, I forgot that Candice is in there. Colin, I did play Supercard for a while. Too much of a grind for me. Too much of a grind, but it is fun. For those of you who can put up with the grind, it is a lot of fun. Let's see. And Adam Red also raises a good point. You know, it would be interesting to have Shayna and Ronda, because Ronda's wrestling her first match at WrestleMania, have Shayna and Ronda, 2 of those 4 horsewomen of the MMA, win their big matches that weekend.
Yep, exactly.
It'd be pretty cool. So we both have Shayna and Ember. Next up this is probably the hardest match. If I'm thinking, this is going to be the hardest match to predict and pick the right person. Not just because it's a 7-man match, but because it's ridiculous.
Who's in it.
Yeah.
I already know who my 2 choices would be. So in other words, if you choose my number 1 choice, I know who my second choice is going to be.
Yeah. Can you do me a favor? I'm going to jot all these names down in my notes for this. Can you read off who is in the match?
Yes.
To everybody else.
The next match is the NXT ladder match for the first ever ladder match for the debut of the NXT North American Championship, and it's going to be featuring Adam Cole versus the Velveteen Dream versus Killian Dane versus Lars Sullivan versus Ricochet versus the man who made his NXT debut this last week on NXT, EC3.
Yeah, this is like, look at the names in this. Damn, this match is, this might be the match, like, there are so many matches at WrestleMania that I think are going to be awesome. There are matches here that I think are going to be awesome. This might end up being the match of the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Like, look at it's a ladder match, and look at how many people are there. 100%. Daddy K is picking Adam Cole, and part of me wants to pick Adam Cole, but I honestly think Adam Cole is going on to challenge for the NXT Championship after this takeover. So in order for him to do that, he can't win the NXT North American Championship, in my opinion. That's so true. I don't think so. He's not going to be my pick. It's really hard. I don't think I can see any of these guys winning.
I could see anyone but one winning.
I don't think Adam Cole or Killian Dane are going to do it, because I think Adam Cole is going to challenge for the NXT Championship. I think, like you said, Killian Dane will probably move up with the rest of Sanity to the main roster after this. Sullivan, though I could see it happening, because they would like to push him, because this is kind of their mid-card championship, and it would fit him. I think he's too inexperienced right now. I think it's going to be between Ricochet, EC3, or Velveteen. And I think Velveteen is getting popular enough to where you want to, like, maybe elevate him above the North American Championship right now. So I think my pick is actually going to be EC3.
One thing I'm going to point out quickly, just like a little side thing. If you like Killian Dane and you like Lars Sullivan, this upcoming week on NXT, we're getting Killian Dane versus Lars Sullivan in a one-on-one match, so that's going to be good. So you said you're picking...
Ethan Carter III,
Okay.
EC3 will be my pick in this ladder match.
Okay, that was not one of my 2 picks.
Really? Who are your 2 picks?
My pick
Adam Cole, baby, and Ricochet?
Adam Cole, baby. Because they've been going on about how he is an uncrowned champion in NXT and that it's a travesty. And I think what they're going to do is I think they're going to have him work with Kyle O'Reilly in the tag team match, get the hell beat out of him, and then they're going to do a similar thing in this match as to when Jericho won the vacated World Heavyweight Championship, where he's just going to get the crap beat out of him, and then at the very end, he's just going to come out of nowhere, climb the ladder, and grab the championship.
It could work, and I would be very happy with Adam Cole winning. He was my initial pick, but my thought is that he's got a bit of a past with Aleister Black, and... I don't think Aleister Black is going to, spoiler for my prediction, I don't think Aleister Black is losing to Andrade Cien Almas. So I think, what do you do with Cole? You have him in this match, he has some great moments, and then you build the fact that he is an uncrowned champion going against Aleister Black. And then maybe finally he does some trickery or some thievery, tomfoolery, use of Kyle O'Reilly, and gets a win over Aleister Black for the title. And then you have the SummerSlam, Adam Cole's the champion versus Aleister Black the challenger.
Well, one thing I'm going to point out is I think part of the reason that I think they're going to do the way I said it is because I think Undisputed Era is losing the tag titles. Mm-hmm. And I think part of their whole thing is they are undisputed. They are the best. They lose that, they gain another championship that same night.
That's a fair point. Like I said, it could have, it could be anybody. My
second pick, by the way, was going to be Ricochet.
Ricochet? Yeah, Ricochet was my second pick. I'm picking EC3, though. I feel like EC3 coming in with the North American Championship would be a great thing. I would love to see him with it. Yeah. But I could be dead wrong. Like you said, anybody in this match.
Do that for the very first match.
I think anybody in this match could win this title, and I would not be upset about it.
Oh, yeah. The only person I would be happy with it. Upset about would be maybe Lars Sullivan.
Yeah, maybe Lars Sullivan. I would be like,
and Killian Dane, is at that level. It's just because that means that if everyone on Sanity goes up, he can't.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm picking EC3, you're picking Adam Cole. So yeah. It's gonna be a wild one. We could be wrong, and Sullivan, Dane, Velveteen Dream, or Ricochet. There are 4 other guys in here who could get this championship. It's a 6-man match. I said 7 before. But yeah, Daddy K doesn't think that EC3 will win. Cameron thinks Ricochet should either win or have the standout performance. I'm sure Ricochet will have the standout performance there. Daddy K, maybe Eric Young will go for the title. Maybe Killian Dane will, or maybe they'll get called up. We'll see. But speaking of the NXT Championship, it is time for that match. Andrade Cien Almas versus Aleister Black. And to be honest with you, after that match with Johnny Gargano, I would say to you, I want Andrade Cien Almas to hold the NXT Championship for a long, long time. He had an outstanding performance. He is a great heel, but then he ran into Aleister Black. Mm-hmm. The guy who is pretty much on his undefeated streak. They are not going to make him lose that. But this is
single streak.
Yes, but this is going to be a barn burner of a match. This is going to be insane.
It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Aleister Black is so good. Andrade Cien Almas is so good. Oh my God, it is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be great, but I do not see Aleister Black walking out of New Orleans without the championship. As Cam says, Aleister Black has to win this match.
And just so you know, Daddy Kana,
just like Shayna Baszler, it dictates.
Andrade is currently the champion right now, and he is one hell of a champion. And I mean, also, I don't know if you saw it, but this last week on NXT, they were going to do like a whole confrontation in the ring between Aleister and Andrade. And Andrade and Zelina showed up, and then when Aleister Black showed up, they attacked him from behind and were like basically like waterboarding him in a cooler and all that stuff. It was intense.
That's awesome.
But this match is going to be real good, and I agree with you. Aleister Black's going to walk away with the title.
Colin is predicting that the streak is going to end and Almas could win. Honestly, I feel like Black Mass is better than Super Kick. Just saying, that is true. The Black Mass is deadly.
Don't say that to the Young Bucks.
Their parties are just lame, dude. The parties are bad. I think that the storyline. I was joking.
I know.
Jesus Christ. I think Aleister Black needs to win this match. I feel like just from a storyline and momentum standpoint, I feel like he needs this exclamation point. And that's not to knock Andrade Cien Almas at all. His reign, even though it was a little weird, having defeated Drew McIntyre with what he did with Johnny Gargano and his heel work since, has been top notch. I hope that Aleister and Andrade go for a while. Like, I'm actually almost talking myself out of thinking that I made the wrong pick, because maybe you have Andrade and Aleister go for a while, and you have Adam Cole hold that North American Championship for a while. Like Andrade, I feel like Andrade needs to lose this match. If he wins it, I won't be upset. But I feel like from a storyline standpoint, Aleister Black has to win. But I wouldn't be upset if Andrade won.
I think they're going to give him the Bobby Roode treatment.
Yeah.
In that they're going to have him lose and then literally
win
either
right back.
either Raw or SmackDown just show up.
That could happen.
Because he's rumored to go up to the main roster, and that's what happened with
everybody's
Bobby Roode.
rumored to go up to the main roster.
He lost the title to what was it? Drew McIntyre, and literally that Tuesday night, that SmackDown, he showed up on the SmackDown roster, and he went back and like was gonna have a rematch for the title and everything. He might have on like a random NXT, but yeah, he lost the title, and literally within a week he was on the main roster, and I think that is gonna happen with Andrade, especially after this last takeover.
Yeah, so we're both with Black then.
Yep.
So. Not to knock Andrade and his run. It has been great.
Oh, I love Andrade. I've been a fan of his for a long time. I just remember I was upset because for the longest time I felt like I didn't get a chance to cheer for him because he was always put up against people like Bobby Roode that I was a somewhat bigger fan of. And just so you know, Daddy 9K or K98, he in his at the end of his match with Andrade, he tore his bicep.
Yeah, so he's been out for a while. He'll probably be back. If he doesn't go up to the main roster, he'll probably be back around the time of TakeOver Chicago, I think.
Yeah, I could easily see Aleister Black going through a bunch of opponents and one of them being a returning like on NXT and one of them being a returning Drew McIntyre, because normally they will have NXT title matches on NXT and they'll go for almost the entire show. But yeah.
All right. So that's it for TakeOver. Just going over the predictions. The first one is a spoiler, so again, just mute or skip ahead like 5 seconds.
Count to 10.
Count to 10. Mute right now. Count to 10.
And go.
Starting now. All right. Our first prediction, just going over it, the tag title match is I'm picking Authors of Pain, you're picking Strong and Dunn, both over Undisputed Era. We don't think Undisputed Era is going to hold on to the titles, given the injury to Bobby Fish. 2 thumbs up. Spoilers are over. We're both picking Gargano over Ciampa. We are both picking Shayna over Ember. You've got Adam Cole for the NXT title ladder match. I've got EC3, and we both have Aleister Black. So the only places where we differ are the tag title match and the ladder match, pretty much. So let's go ahead, guys. There's always one match that you don't see. I think you are all forgetting one thing. There's always at least one match that you don't see the outcome coming. Yeah, that's true.
That's why I predicted Adam Cole. Because a lot of
people see that coming.
You didn't see that coming till I said it.
No, I said that my pick was Adam Cole if it wasn't for the fact that I think that he's going to get an NXT Championship push after this this takeover. If I didn't think that, then yeah, he's the heavy favorite, and I still think it's just as likely that he will win it. Okay. But I'm picking EC3 off the fact that I think that Adam Cole will move up to NXT title contention after this.
Okay.
Let's move on to the big one. WrestleMania 34. There are a lot of matches to get through. So we're going to start.
And I'm also just going to quickly say this. If anything changes right before Mania, at the very least, if we're not able to do something right before it, we will do a quick thing like on Twitter, maybe a quick stream immediately before Mania or something like that, just to let you know any changes that we might have.
Yes, and just so you guys know, we are thinking about it, but we're not entirely sure if we'll be able to pull it off yet, because I will be coming from Atlantic City. I've got a hockey tournament next weekend. I'll be back in time to watch WrestleMania, but we may try to live stream our WrestleMania 34 reactions. I may try to get home in time to be able to go to DMurph's house and stream on my cell phone like we did for the Royal Rumble while we watch WrestleMania 34. Yeah. So next Sunday, if you guys ain't doing anything, check in on the Twitch and see if we are live streaming our reactions to WrestleMania. Yeah. Cam is right though. Before we get into the predictions, I agree with him where I think match quality wise, this may be one of the best Manias in history. You look at this roster.
It has the potential to be very
and
good,
this card. Yeah, it is stacked.
I'm just going to say, I've said that about Manias in the past, and it hasn't lived up, but we'll see.
But please wear the sweaters. No big stupid. He trolled my Instagram and saw our Christmas photo with the where we were posing in front of the Christmas tree with the sweater with like our sweaters and whatnot or stuff like that. No. Now I can tell you right now, I'm going to be cheering on a certain tag team that's coming up in this, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Anyway,
with what I'm wearing,
let's get started with Battle Royals. You know, that thing that no other show other than WWE and ROH can do.
So much so that they're going to double down on.
Yeah, we're going to start with the women's Don't Call It the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal. So far, entrants so far are Sasha, Bayley, Becky, Naomi, Natalya, and the Riot Squad. We might get some surprise entrance like we did with
we definitely
the Royal Rumble, where it'll be maybe some NXT calls like Trish and Lita will probably be in there. So let's see. I'm just gonna write this down. Women's Battle Royal.
Hey, big stupid. I like the Revival, and I hope they're the first ever co-winners of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I don't think it's gonna happen, but you know what? I won't complain if it does.
My pick is going to be Sasha Banks.
Damn it, that's who I was going to pick.
I'm going with Sasha because I honestly think it's going to be something where it's going to be maybe her, Bayley, and one other person in the ring at the same time. She's going to betray Bayley and win the Rumble. Or not the Rumble, the Battle Royal.
I'm going to go ahead and pick...
Daddy K thinks it's going to be the entire Riot Squad. Are the Riot Squad trying to win together between the three of them?
I don't know.
Because that would be interesting because that makes them a favorite. I mean... We saw Ruby Riott have a hell of a match against Charlotte, so I think Ruby Riott is also a favorite in this match. If I had to pick favorites, I would say it would be Becky, Bayley, Sasha, and Ruby.
You know what? I'm going to go... Oh, man. I don't know if I want to do this or not. You know what?
You're going with Natty. Okay, I'll write down Natty.
No. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you... Can we do two... Can we do a pick of someone who's definitely in the match and someone who we speculate might be in the match? You want to do it that way?
Yeah, if you want to do that. But, like, who's in the match would be
like, people who are confirmed and we know for a fact are in the match, and then people that we think might be in the match.
I think you just got to do one prediction.
All right.
Why? Who are you thinking of who would be a surprise who would come in? Because remember, when we were talking the regular Royal Rumble, we were just... We did 5 predictions, but that was because there were 30 people in the match. Yeah. But, like, we were picking people who were potentially, like, not
So do you want to do two picks then? Just for the heck of it?
I don't know, because I can't think of anybody... There's nobody I think of who would be a surprise entrant who would win. So, like, I don't know.
Okay. All right, well, then I'm going to go with... I'm going to pick Ruby Riott.
Okay.
Just because pretty much the entire rest of the show, in regards to the women, is mainly focused on Raw.
Yeah.
But the person I'll just say that I really think might win, that might be a surprise, Ember Moon.
Could be. It could be.
Ember Moon might show up after losing the NXT Women's Championship and win the Battle Royal.
Okay.
But anyway, let's move on.
But if you had to pick one of them, you'd pick Ruby over Ember.
I'm going to pick Ruby, yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Moving on to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. There are quite a few people in this one right now. The current confirmed wrestlers so far: Dolph Ziggler, Woken Matt Hardy, The Revival, Mojo Rawley, Baron Corbin, Ty Dillinger, and Breezango. I think... this is tough. I think it's going to be either... I think it's probably going to be either Ziggler or Corbin. I would like to see Woken Matt Hardy win it, but I don't think that's going to happen. But then again, if he wins, seeing all those people do the delete chants at once. Cam says Gronk. I don't know. Like, I want Matt Hardy to win it, but I feel like Baron Corbin's going to win it. And then he's got that thing. He can brag about the fact that he's the first person to win 2 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royals. You know what? I think... Because this is the thing. I also don't know if Bray Wyatt's going to come back. And if he comes back after being deleted, is he going to be on Woken Matt Hardy's side? Or is he still going to have an adversarial role and eliminate Matt Hardy? Plus, we don't know what Jeff is going to do. Is Jeff going to show up as Brother Nero?
Yeah. I mean, he showed up very briefly as Brother Nero in the Ultimate Deletion, but...
Yeah. So, I don't, like... You know what? I want to pick Baron Corbin. But this is WrestleMania. We go big, we go bold. I'm going to say Woken Matt Hardy.
Okay.
Who are you picking?
Bobby Lashley.
You think Bobby Lashley's coming back and winning?
I think it's going to be some kind of surprise because that's usually how it is, except for with the Big Show. Because Baron Corbin, he won when he came right up from NXT. Cesaro won. No one expected him to win. I think it's going to be someone.
It could be Bobby Lashley. That's a very honestly, that's a very good prediction. If you ask me, I think that's very good.
And part of the reason I'm picking this is because of the fact of I have a feeling that it's either going to be something ridiculous like that, or we're just both going to get it wrong, or something like that. So why not throw it on the crazy one?
And hey, you lined up with Big Stupid on a prediction, so there you go. So it could. I think that's a very good pick. To be honest with you, I think that's a great pick. I think it could be if Lashley's there. I think he's going to win. So the question is Lashley in the match? Once Lashley gets the match, it's like, oh, he's gonna win this. He's winning this.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna pick Woken Matt Hardy. It could also just as easily be Ziggler or Corbin because I could see them giving Corbin that push. I can see them giving Ziggler that push because he needs something. James Storm is not coming back to. I don't think James Storm ever wants to come back to WWE. He had that tryout with NXT and was like, I don't care, not for me.
Who knows?
Cam thinks it'll be one of the Hardys, maybe Brother Nero, if he's in there. I'm surprised you didn't pick your boys, the Revival, being co-Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Well, as I said earlier, I would, if they do win, I will not complain at all. I will be cheering like crazy. I don't think they're going to do that, but I will not complain at all.
Okay. Next up, we have the final of the Cruiserweight Championship Tournament. Mm-hmm. This is gonna be a good one, guys.
They're referring to it as the heart versus the soul of 205 Live.
And it is going to be Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. And I do not know who the hell I'm gonna pick here. To be honest with you, like, I don't know. I want to make a prediction, but I can't. Like, Cedric has been a standout for the cruiserweights for so long that I feel like he deserves it. But also Mustafa Ali, since he's been like one of the bright shining stars of 205 Live since it started, and he hasn't gotten his due yet.
They do keep saying, I will point this out, they do keep saying that Cedric, which is part of why I'm having such a tough time with this, they keep referring to the fact that Cedric Alexander is basically the uncrowned cruiserweight champion because of the fact that he's gotten so close so many times but never actually won it.
Yeah.
But this is also, like, it's very tough because more or less the story between both of these guys is they're both looking to do this for their families, specifically their daughters. Both of them are going with the exact same storyline.
It's going to be so hard to pick. I think I gotta pick Cedric.
Okay.
I got, like, I think if you put a gun to my head and I had to make a pick with the barrel of a gun in my face, I would have to pick Cedric Alexander. But I really want Mustafa Ali to win. I wish both of these guys could win in a draw and co-own the championship.
So you picked Alexander?
Yeah, so you're going to go with Mustafa?
Right. I'm going to go with Mustafa for a couple reasons. I'm going to explain that. One, to be different. Two, looking at it, and now that I've been watching 205 Live, here's what I'm thinking is possibly going to happen. I think if my prediction for a match on NXT that I'm not going to state exactly because of the spoiler thing is wrong, I think Cedric Alexander loses this. Rumor has it, right after Mania, they're going to announce a Cruiserweight Tag Team Championship for 205 Live. I think they might have Cedric Alexander team up with Roderick Strong, since they both do a lot of backbreaker stuff, and they had a very cool moment during the tournament.
But Roddy's already tagging with Pete Dunne.
but he could come up and do that on 205 Live because that might be his call up to the main roster. And on top of that, during the tournament, there was a very close match between Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy, in which Mustafa Ali barely pinned Murphy. It's because he got a lucky shot on Murphy's arm and got him in a nice tight crucifix roll up. And they just had a fatal 4-way match, which was more or less showing who they think is going to be the top contender for the title after Mania between TJP, Buddy Murphy, Akira Tozawa, and Kalisto. And Buddy Murphy pulled out the win in that. And he's been looking real impressive, and they've been talking him up a lot. So I think they're going to continue the Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy storyline.
I can believe it. Like I said, I love Mustafa Ali, and I wish both these guys could win.
Because I think this is going to be the thing of the Cinderella story with Cedric Alexander of getting so close, but not actually coming through. Because I keep mentioning that
I feel like if I was gonna pick just based on like if I was looking at this match in a bubble based on like the last couple months, I would pick Mustafa Ali. But thinking back of just like Cedric's story and where he's come from and what he's done since the Cruiserweight Classic and like what a story he is in general for just the company and for the Cruiserweight division, like I feel like this is Cedric Alexander's crowning moment. And I feel like Mustafa will get his too, but I feel like Cedric has got to win this.
I'll be happy with either one of them winning it. They deserve it, but that's why I'm glad one of the main things they're focusing on with this storyline is the fact that these two guys who deserve this more than anything, they are getting the chance to compete at WrestleMania. And that's what they're focusing on. Not who's going to win the match, but the fact that these two guys have proven they're the best and they get to compete at WrestleMania like they deserve.
Regardless of who wins, it's going to be a hell of a match. So next, we've got the Raw Tag Team Championships, where it is The Bar versus Braun Strowman and a mystery opponent.
If he has one.
Yeah. I am going, as much as I want to go with The Bar, I think I am going to pick Strowman and his, and this is the thing, like,
one person that's...
This is more of a question of what do they do with Roman afterwards? Do they put Braun right at him afterwards? Because, like, my entire prediction goes into who Strowman's partner is going to be.
Do you want me to tell you?
Some people think it's going to be Big Show. Some people think it's going to be Rey Mysterio.
Do you want me to tell you another one that I've heard?
Who?
Elias.
Woof. Because this is the thing. If it's Rey Mysterio, I can totally see Braun and Mysterio winning and having an amazing... I could see them being an amazing tag team and having one hell of a long run. And then you give Braun something to do. But if it's not Rey, I think The Bar wins. Or Braun just... Then again, Braun is so big, I don't think I see...
Tough.
Yeah, it's tough because depending on who the partner is, you could see the partner... If Braun and them are going to lose, the partner will eat the pin and Braun will beat the hell out of them. And then we move Braun up to battling Roman for the Universal Championship.
You see, I see it a little bit of a different way where I could see them finally getting the upper hand on Braun and Braun's tag team partner getting the tag and getting like a roll-up win and happening to win.
Yeah. I'm hedging. I'm going to hedge my bets.
Oh, that would be good. If they did Braun.
Yeah, people are saying Bray as well. People are saying that Bray may come back from deletion to tag with him.
I did not even think that because my whole thought on what they're doing with
Braun Ellsworth, please. Adam Ritt thinks that Joe will feud with Roman. That would be amazing if it did happen.
I didn't want to say anything, but
I think...
that seems to be the idea is that Joe's going to come back and have a feud with Roman.
I think, you know what, I'm going to go... I think it's time for the Bar to lose. I think Braun is going to win the tag titles with his partner. And I think his tag partner is either going to be Rey Mysterio or Bray Wyatt. I think it's going to be Rey Mysterio. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Braun and his TBD partner
I'm going to as well, just because everything I'm hearing is that they're probably going to win. And I don't know who's going to be a tag team partner. I really want to see it be Bray Wyatt now, but I was hoping that what they were going to do with Bray Wyatt is, since he's been deleted, they were going to have him show up all, like, crazy or whatever and, like, unstable or something just different on SmackDown for a Superstar Shakeup after Mania.
Maybe. Could see. Or because he's been deleted, if he comes back, maybe he becomes part of the Woken Army or the Woken Universe.
Maybe.
We'll see. Then next we've got what could very well be. I mean, if not, well, then again, the U.S. title match is going to be good. The IC title match is going to be really good.
I'm sorry, I just have to point out
Unless
Braun and Seth
got
because he can't get enough of that red belt. I love that.
That's good. I've got so many partners.
I would say have an unfair advantage for that match.
I would say if it wasn't for the no, we have not yet, Adam. Right, we have not done the U.S. title match. I would say if it wasn't for the WWE Championship match, I would say this is probably going to be match of the night, and that is the SmackDown Tag Team Title match between the Usos, the New Day, and the Bludgeon Brothers. Two teams who are going to kill each other.
3 teams, you mean?
3 teams. 3 teams that are going to kill each other. We all know the history of the Usos and the New Day and how good they are. But we also know how good Eric Rowan and Luke Harper are. It's going to be a good one. Part of me wants to say, with the Bludgeon Brothers coming in, that it's going to be the Bludgeon Brothers that'll win. However, my pick is the New Day. It's a New Day. Yes, it is. And why is that? Because New Day, in the 2 previous WrestleManias where they had been tag members, they lost their first match. Even though they got the last laugh with the Legends, they lost their match against the League of Nations 2 years ago. And last year, they didn't even wrestle. They didn't even compete. They were the hosts. So this way, you give New Day the greatest tag team or greatest team of all time. You give them their big WrestleMania moment by having them win tag titles at WrestleMania. So I'm going with the New Day over the Usos and the Bludgeon Brothers.
And I'm going to go with the Usos.
Also a very fair pick.
Part of the reason for that is because not only are they the best tag team, they have basically been running SmackDown's pay-per-views this entire year. They have been having the match of the night pretty much every pay-per-view for SmackDown this entire last year. And this is their first... They've been around for almost 10 years, and this is their first ever WrestleMania match. You know it's a travesty. I know it's a travesty. I think WWE knows it's a travesty. They're gonna give the Usos walking in and walking out of WrestleMania as the champions. And I think after that, maybe New Day goes to Raw, goes after the Raw tag titles, something like that, and you get Usos versus Bludgeon Brothers at the next pay-per-view. Yeah.
Adam says rumors say that this might be made a TLC match, in which case, holy hell, that would be amazing. Kim also believes that the Usos deserve to win, which I think it's also fair for them to win. Daddy K98 is going for the Bludgeon Brothers, so it'll be interesting. And hello to Janet GG, who is joining us on the show. We've got ourselves some...
that reminds me. I predict that Jeff Jarrett gets inducted into the Hall of Fame this year.
That already happened. I already announced that.
I'm making a joke.
Yeah. I know, because nobody would have predicted that before it actually happened. I think you got to call up Sanity or AOP. Eventually.
I think possibly both.
Eventually, possibly both. But anyway. Yo, Janet JG. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I appreciate it very much. So we've got, you've got the Usos, I've got the New Day in the SmackDown Tag Team title match, which might be the match of the night. Then we are going to move on to the United States Championship match, which now that it's a fatal 4-way, it might be a very, very, very happy Rusev Day. Happy Rusev Day. Happy Rusev Day. Happy Rusev Day to you all. Rusev is in the U.S. Championship match. I am so excited. Like, I am shaking. When I heard that, I was like, yes, yes. And now I want Rusev to win.
I am a little upset by him being included in that match, though.
Why? Because it makes it harder for you to predict who's going to win?
No, because now we don't get to see Rusev versus Macaulay Culkin at Mania.
True. Like, I want Rusev to win this match so bad.
Then pick him.
But I'm not going to pick him. because I don't think they're gonna give him the win.
I love Rusev so much.
As
I think
much,
he should win.
I think they've already given Orton the U.S. title, and there are plenty of people to take a fall for him, so I don't think he's winning. I think Bobby Roode is going to win his U.S. championship back, and I think it's going to be a glorious WrestleMania. As much as I want, my heart says pick Rusev, but my brain, my mind says pick Bobby Roode, so I'm going to go with Bobby Roode.
You see, that's where we differ.
Oh, we also forgot to mention that Jinder is also in this match.
Yeah. And that's a very key thing because I'm picking Jinder to win.
Shut the front door.
I don't want him to win.
I stopped watching SmackDown for like 8 months because Jinder Mahal won the WWE Championship. Is now predicting Jinder Mahal to win a championship in the WWE.
I'm not saying I want it to happen, but that's what I see happening because I can see him beating Orton because, hey, he's beat Orton before. He beat Orton for the WWE Championship, and he's been in a feud with Orton and Roode over the title, and I could see it leading to Randy Orton getting a rematch against Jinder, whatever, Jinder defending, and then Bobby Roode beating Jinder for the U.S. title because of the fact that they were in the finals and everything, and he's been circling it for a while. I think they're going to give it to Jinder.
Could happen, but I am just shocked and
want
appalled.
Bobby Roode to win, and if not Bobby, I want Rusev to win, but I think Jinder's going to win.
It sounds like Daddy K thinks that Randy Orton's going to retain. I think Janet J.G., if I am reading the chat correctly, also thinks Bobby Roode is going to win. Daddy K98 without Great Khali, he says. Mm-hmm. And apparently they only got, and Big Soup says apparently he only got added because they need to move more Rusev calendars, which, hey, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. I mean, I really wish Rusev would win, and I am so happy he's in this match because it's going to be an awesome match. His match with Shinsuke last month was incredible. Yeah, exactly, Cam. I think I agree with Cam where it's like his merch is selling so well and he's so over that they had to put him in a premiere match in WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be good. Adam Ritt's worried that this match may be in the pre-show. I don't think so because it's got Randy Orton on it.
I'm pretty sure, and I hate to say this, but I'm pretty sure the pre-show may be the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and the Cruiserweight Championship.
I think the Cruiserweight Championship and both Battle Royals are going to be on the pre-show.
It's possible,
and maybe the Strowman match will be on the pre-show also.
I don't think they're going to put the Strowman match on there.
I don't think so, but
Strowman's
maybe.
over like crazy.
But maybe, because I think if you're going to pick between the one of the two title matches to put on the pre-show, you pick the Strowman match because you don't want to screw over New Day and the Usos again. You don't want to screw over the Usos again, and you don't want to screw over the New Day.
Yeah.
Then we're going to move on to the Intercontinental Championship match, which it will also be a very, very good match.
Yeah.
Which was going to be Miz versus Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor.
Can I say one thing quickly?
What?
Congrats to the Miz and Maurice on the birth of their daughter.
Yes, that is true. Congrats to the Mizanins on the birth of their daughter. Very, very nice, sweet moment. I saw that IG story of, I believe it was Miz's hand holding
Maurice's hand holding the baby's hand.
Yeah, which was really sweet. I don't know who to pick here. I
hate to say this, but I know who I'm going to pick, and I don't want to pick them, but I know who I'm going to pick.
I think it's going to be Balor or Rollins, but I'm going to pick Miz retaining.
Okay.
Because he just had the birth of his daughter. He's been great so far. He's been talking about how he's been able to take on all comers. He's trying to make a point here. And I think if you want to move Daniel Bryan somewhere, if you want to move Daniel Bryan to Raw and not put him immediately into, which I still think he's going to go into SmackDown, but I'm just trying to defend my own point just for defending it. I think if you're going to move Daniel Bryan over to Raw and you want to keep him, not have people pissed off at the fact that like he's not going for the Universal Championship, you have him go for the IC title and have that rivalry with The Miz.
You see, I'm going to let you rate that down, and then I'm going to say, I hate to say this, but I think I've got a little bit of info on you.
What's that?
I think Seth Rollins is going to win.
Why is that?
Because there was an arena that apparently released an ad saying, can Finn Balor take the Intercontinental Championship from Seth Rollins?
Damn it. I was going to pick Rollins, but you know
I
want
Balor to win. I'm picking Rollins because that's with all that going on, I think is going to win, but I'm hoping Finn Balor wins because also Seth Rollins wins this. He's now, just like Dean Ambrose and just like Roman Reigns, finally a Grand Slam champion. He will be
that
the
is
last
true.
member of the Shield to do that.
I should have picked Rollins. Oh well. Daddy K thinks that Finn Balor's going to win thanks to the Balor Club, so that'll be interesting.
I think the Balor Club and the Miz Taraj are going to take each other out, which is going to lead to Seth winning.
Yeah. Yeah, Big Stupid saying, Jesus, man, this Mania is going to end until 2 a.m. Yeah, but that's just like last year.
Yeah, basically.
But this year, like, the matches, I think, are even better.
Yeah.
Than last year.
That's one of the issues I'm having is I don't know what they should put on the pre-show because all the matches are so good that none of them deserve to be on the pre-show. Maybe they'll just throw in random matches. You know what? Yeah, just create random matches. Do Gallows and Anderson versus the Miz Taraj and things like that. Maybe do an NXT match or, you know what? Do a UK Championship match on the pre-show. I'm okay with that because at least it's getting on the WrestleMania card in general. Just don't put any of these matches on the pre-show, please.
Yeah. Now we're on to the Raw Women's Championship match. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. I am really glad that Nia is getting her title match. And I think that she should be a women's champion one day. But I don't think this is it. Alexa Bliss is on such a roll. Has been on such a roll. And is probably the, aside from maybe Asuka or Charlotte, the best female competitor for WWE all around. I think she's winning. She's retaining. Plus, there's the fact that I already predicted both tag titles to change hands. I predicted the U.S. title to change hands. And I think I'm going to predict another title or two to change hands. Yeah. So we need some retentions in here. So I think Alexa Bliss is going to retain the championship, despite the fact that I think Nia Jax does eventually deserve a Raw Women's title. Eventually.
Partially to be different. And partially because of everything that's been going on behind the scenes and on screen, I'm going with Nia Jax.
You're going with Nia?
Because, okay. For WWE, with their anti-bullying campaign, if they want any credibility to that, they need to have Nia win, because this entire storyline has been Alexa Bliss fat-shaming Nia Jax with Mickie James behind her back. Which is a really messed up storyline, and I think Nia should win this just that way she could be, not only so she could be Raw Women's Champion, but she could show that, you shouldn't let bullies run over you and all that.
Yeah, Adam Ritt thinks that Jax will win and then lose it the next night. Daddy K98 thinks that Alexa Bliss will retain thanks to Mickie James' help. Then we're on to the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Well, actually, Big Stupid says Nia beats the hell out of Bliss, loses by DQ, leaves her laying there, Carmella cashes in. That's a bold prediction.
I don't know if Carmella can.
Is it brand restricted?
I don't know.
Maybe.
That's why, because I think it's SmackDown only because the only people who were allowed to compete for it were SmackDown competitors, and it was in a SmackDown only pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think so. All right, speaking of SmackDown, we're going to move over to the SmackDown Women's title match of Charlotte versus Asuka. And as much as I love Charlotte, no one is ready for Asuka. Hugo Gonçalves. Hey, what's up, man? I see you. I saw your Instagram photos that you sent, by the way, of where you're staying in Switzerland, and it's amazing. It looks beautiful. Thank you for sharing those, by the way. Charlotte. I love Charlotte, but Asuka's not losing this match. Asuka's undefeated streak is not ending here, so we are going to see a new SmackDown Women's Champion. That is my take.
All right. Well, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to agree with you, but also say you're wrong.
What?
I'm saying that Asuka wins.
But you're going to say that Carmella's going to cash in and win?
I am right now saying, and this is an actual prediction I am making, Carmella cashes in and beats Asuka. And one of the reasons I'm saying that is partially because of a meme that I saw the other day that I hate to say it, but is so very true. And you know what that is?
What?
We're getting AJ versus Shinsuke at Mania? Yeah. And we're also getting Daniel Bryan's return at Mania? Yeah. So Carmella's going to end Asuka's streak, isn't she? Yeah.
And I can see it happening.
Yeah.
I can definitely see it happening. Adam Ritt thinks that Carmella's going to cash in and Asuka's going to stop it and deny it anyway.
I think I'll put it to you this way. I think if anyone on the roster right now is anywhere close to being ready for Asuka, the person who's the most close for it is Charlotte. So I think after they go and beat the hell out of each other, especially if Carmella comes in and smashes it with the briefcase and everything, that Carmella will end up winning. And I think it may even be something where she gets her in her signature submission hold and Asuka goes to fight out, but can't get out and passes out. And that's how Carmella wins.
Maybe. Daddy K98 also thinks that Asuka is going to win and then Carmella's going to fail on her cash in. I could could see that happening too, though. Like, Carmella cashes in, thinks that she's got Asuka beat after that hell of a match, maybe nails her with a couple things, and then Asuka's just such a badass that she almost kind of shrugs it off and chokes out Carmella.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're then burying the women's division on SmackDown even more than you already have, and on top of that, you had all that controversy with James Ellsworth with the Money in the Bank to begin with.
But if you call up a couple of the NXT ladies and you have a SmackDown women's superstar win the women's battle royal, that solves that problem.
But at the same time, that's still a matter of they've been burying SmackDown's women's division compared to Raw for a good amount of time. And then you have Asuka come in, beat the champion, beat one of their other people, and then you need to call up other people to save their division because everyone they currently have on the division can't handle it.
Yeah. Hugo Gonzalez says that he thinks it's weird Asuka being on both brands. It's just because she's a Raw superstar and challenging for the SmackDown Women's title. She'll switch over once she wins the championship.
No, she will, but I'm saying it's just kind of ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think they're going to have the first ever women's Money in the Bank winner to lose cashing in.
We'll see. Mm-hmm. We will see. I think there are arguments for both sides. Then we're going into the match that I am looking forward to most because it is the return of Daniel Bryan.
And he is returning to where he won the WrestleMania main event.
Yes, he is. It is Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Cammy. And the stipulation of this match is if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win, they are going to be reinstated in WWE. They will be rehired onto SmackDown. However, Daniel Bryan is not losing his return match in New Orleans. You do not have Daniel Bryan lose his return match in New Orleans. I don't care if Shane's hurt or not, and whether he has to do it in a handicap match or find a mystery partner. Daniel Bryan is not losing this match. And Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will remain fired on SmackDown, but they'll be hired over on Raw. And you'll get to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on Raw.
Can I point out something that I would love to see, though? Did you hear about the Twitter account that became active for the first time since 2013?
Fight Steen Fight?
No, and he just changed it. Yeah, El Generico made his first tweet since 2013.
Yep.
So I'm hoping we get to see El Generico show up on SmackDown and then be like, what are you doing? Just what are you doing? Come on.
I could see Zayn showing up as El Generico and Kevin Owens doing another, like, showing up in a mask and coming up with a new personality or something.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. But yeah, Daddy K98 thinks that Owens and Zayn are going to win. And yeah, Cam, RIP headphone users when Bryan gets the hot tag. Mm-hmm. Hell yes. Believe, what is it? As we know, Shane McMahon has came down with a case of diverticulitis, or however you pronounce that. The thing basically that Brock Lesnar got that took him out of the UFC.
I'm just going to point out,
however, it's believed that he will be okay by WrestleMania.
Yeah, because it's also the point of they didn't officially announce the match until after they had already found out he was hurt and getting treated for it.
Yeah, and even if he can't compete, they'll find somebody who can go in there. Bobby Lashley can get slotted in there. I also said maybe they're in talks with Big Dave to maybe just appear, and maybe they're like, hey, can you wrestle? Can you wrestle? Can you be D-Bry's partner? Huh? It'll work storyline wise. It'll be interesting. So I think, Hugo Gonzalez says that Shane will take a beating, then a hot tag after a crazy bump by Shane. Daniel Bryan will win. I think Daniel Bryan's getting the pin.
Match, yeah.
Daniel Bryan's getting the pin, and Daniel Bryan's winning. And we're going to get New Orleans. We're going to see the Superdome doing yes chants all over the place, all over again.
So I'm just going to say I agree with you.
Yes, so you're also picking Shane and Bryan.
Yep. And as a matter of fact, when I'm watching WrestleMania, I'm going to be wearing my Daniel Bryan t-shirt with my Shane McMahon jersey. Thank you very much, by the way.
Yes, you're welcome. There is a possibility that Shane could cost them the match, and maybe Shane as a result, or maybe if Daniel Bryan ends up being the one who eats the pin somehow, which I don't know why the hell they would do that. Shane could end up being so aggravated over the fact that Daniel basically cost him his revenge against Kevin and Sami, and that Kevin and Sami are back on SmackDown. He could, in effect, fire Daniel Bryan or trade Daniel Bryan to Raw in the Superstar Shakeup.
I just want to point out, though, is that's been the entire storyline for like a year of Shane being fed up with things with Sami and Kevin, and nothing has been done until Daniel Bryan actually fired them.
Yeah, I mean, the logical standpoint goes to where Shane won't want to deal with them if they get rehired, so they get fired, and either shenanigans ensue where they are mask guys, or they get hired on Raw.
Yeah, I could easily see them going over to Raw, especially since Kevin Owens is a Triple H guy.
Yeah.
Speaking of Triple H.
Yeah, speaking of Triple H, we're moving on to Triple H's match next, which is Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, and there is no way Rousey and Kurt aren't winning this match.
I agree.
Because it's Ronda Rousey's debut match. You want to build her for the future. You want to make her this amazing star. You've signed her to a multi-year deal. You don't have the baddest woman on the planet lose her first match at WrestleMania from a marketing standpoint. Just from a marketing standpoint of trying to make draw people in from outside. You don't have her lose that match.
Exactly.
So it makes no sense. And as we know, Triple H and Stephanie are perfectly fine with ending up on their backs unless they're facing Sting to help get somebody over at WrestleMania.
Yeah, basically.
Unless your name is Sting or you came from WCW like Booker T, Triple H doesn't mind laying on his back for you so you can get over at WrestleMania.
This is for terrorizing. Yeah, so yeah. Sting, cough, cough.
Sting, cough, cough. That's why I said Sting. Gives Kurt a nice win at WrestleMania, and Ronda gets her victory. Now we move on, guys. There wasn't much predictions that needed to be done for that match or discussion. Now we move on to the big one, guys. This one is the one I'm looking forward to most. Probably the one you're looking forward to most. I can't believe this is happening. Don't say this too loud to WWE, but it's a rematch from Wrestle Kingdom 10, or is it 11?
They've been sharing photos about that on Twitter.
Yeah, it's a rematch from Wrestle Kingdom for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. AJ Styles versus Swagsuke Shinsuke Nakamura. I cannot wait for this match. Oh God, we've been hoping for this since the Money in the Bank match.
Yeah. And I agree with you. I hope this main event's a show, but it's probably not.
What main event's the show? I hope it does, but it probably won't.
Yep.
And as much as I love this match, as much as I love AJ Styles, I am picking Shinsuke Nakamura to win this and become the WWE champion. Even though it's going to be a good match, and I could also see AJ Styles winning.
I have no idea who's going to win this match. But because you picked Shinsuke, I'm going to pick AJ because AJ is phenomenal. And I mean, it could go either way.
I think either one could win, but I'm just picturing Shinsuke doing his celebration afterwards with WWE Championship in tow and the crowd going crazy with their yow.
Yeah.
Like, I can't see. Hugo Gonzalez thinks that WWE will screw this match up. I don't think they will because it's just going to be like, hey, these are two awesome guys. We're just going to let them do their thing.
No, the Battle Royals are going to go long. And then we got to say, we got to save time for Roman and Brock. So you get
Roman Brock's got to go Broadway style, 60 minutes. So you guys get 5.
Something. There's another match on here that we should have talked about that it wasn't listed in this list you have here.
Oh, no, we'll get to that. We'll get to that next.
Okay.
We'll get to that next. It isn't officially announced. I was actually going to do that before this match, but I forgot. You reminded me. We'll do it next.
Okay.
So you pick
I'm picking AJ and you pick Shinsuke.
Yeah. Daddy K98 thinks that Nakamura is going to win. Cameron says I want AJ to retain cuz Nakamura hasn't done enough for me to hold that title yet. That is a fair point. Big Stupid doesn't get Nakamura. He doesn't impress him, so I guess he's going with AJ as well. Adam Ritz says Nakamura's entrance will be epic. Yes, it will. Daddy K98 thinks it's going to be thinks there's gonna be a rematch of SmackDown Live. I think this is gonna be drawn out for a while, and it's just gonna be an epic rivalry.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna just rematch it on SmackDown. I think it's gonna happen at whatever the next event's gonna be, Backlash or whatever you call it. Adam Ritz saying Nakamura. That's gonna be good. So now we're gonna go on before we get to the big main event, the match that everybody really wants to see most. We're gonna get to this other match that hasn't been officially announced yet, but is probably going to get announced, and that is Undertaker versus John Cena. Everybody believes that Undertaker is in better health than he was last year, and that he is going to accept Cena's challenge.
Yeah, he's had surgery and stuff since last year, and apparently he needed that before his match and didn't get it.
Yeah, and so we're going to get it. This is a tough one to call. Because I feel like this should be Taker's last match and he should go out on his back. But he'd be putting over Cena. And I also see Cena being respectful enough of Taker being like, you need to go out on top, man. So, I don't know. I don't know if I want to see Taker back after last year, but I think it's going to happen. I don't want to see Cena versus Kane. I'd rather see Cena versus Taker.
Well, they did Cena versus Kane this last Monday in a no DQ match, and Cena was just doing nothing but Undertaker taunts like the entire match.
Yeah. Cam says that he could come out and decline the offer, which could happen. Then maybe Cena's just hosting WrestleMania, which would be interesting.
I could see them doing a whole big segment of Cena coming out and doing this whole thing, and Undertaker just coming out and just saying no, and then just walking out.
Yeah. I don't know what to think here. Like, I feel like Cena should win, but they could have Taker win.
Well, I already know what I'm picking.
I think I'm gonna go with Cena.
You're gonna go with Cena?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Taker.
You're going with Taker?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to go with Taker?
Because
You think after last year he needs to go out on a win?
Not even necessarily that he needs to go on a win, but I just feel like, especially everything that The Undertaker has done with this probably being his last WrestleMania and everything, that they're probably going to give him a win because of the fact of they've been building this whole thing of Cena's just desperate for a match, and so as long as he gets a match, that's all he cares about. He's going to put his heart and soul into it, but the whole thing has just been about him getting a match.
I should have picked Taker. You just convinced me that I should have picked Taker.
Well, you picked Cena already, so.
Oh, well. Oh, well.
I could easily be wrong. But, I mean, they've been harping on Cena being a part-timer and him just doing anything he can to get into WrestleMania, and he's been losing every chance he's got to get into Mania.
So that way people don't mind when Taker wins.
Yeah.
All right, and then we've got our final match, the Universal title match.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was going to be the intergender championship match between James Ellsworth and Gillberg.
Yeah, it actually is going to be that.
Okay.
No.
Ellsworth.
Universal title match. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Do we really even need to talk about this? We know the Roman's winning.
Do we, though?
Yes, we do.
But do we?
Yes, we do.
But he's got Paul Heyman.
I'm picking Roman Reigns.
Well, you want to know what this match really is, which I found out recently, which blew my mind, and I feel like might blow your mind and make you appreciate it more.
What's that?
Back at the first match they had at WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar said Suplex City bitch, calling Roman Reigns a bitch. Since then, Roman Reigns has called Brock Lesnar a bitch, and since then, Paul Heyman has said that the Universal title is Brock Lesnar's bitch. So really, the main event of WrestleMania this year is a bitch versus a bitch for that bitch's bitch.
Good point. All right, Hugo Gonzalez. Happy Easter. Take care.
Yep. I'm going to go with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, we're both going with Roman.
Yeah.
We both know what's going to happen. Brock is out after this match. They've been grooming Roman to win this match for about 3 or 4 years, and they had to put it off because of the backlash for the whole Daniel Bryan thing and the Rollins thing. So they're finally going to pull the trigger on it, and hopefully maybe this will be the last time we see Roman Reigns in a damn title match at WrestleMania. No offense to Roman Reigns. I love Roman Reigns, but I would like to see somebody else wrestling for one of the big titles in the main event in the last match of WrestleMania.
I don't even want that, because last year he didn't get that. I just want to see Roman not in the last match. But he was in the main event.
Yeah.
I want to see other people be in the last match, especially since I'm going to WrestleMania next year. No one's stopping me.
Yeah, and we'll see if this goes on last or second to last, because we all thought that Lesnar Goldberg was going to go on last year, and it ended up not. It ended up being Taker Roman because it was supposed to be Taker's final match. And didn't the WWE Championship match go after that, or was it before that? That was Jericho. No, Jericho Owens.
It was Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton.
Bray Wyatt,
Projection Hell.
Oh yeah, that
went on before.
That explains why I forgot about that match.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could be the WWE Championship match that goes last, but this could go last either. I think it's going to be a good match regardless. I'm going to enjoy myself. I know just because I know what's going to happen. Doesn't change anything for me. I don't think Reigns is a bad wrestler. I think Reigns is very good. It's just Reigns has got the whole early Cena thing going on for me, where it's just he's in that main event, that last match spot so often that it's like I just want to see other people in that spot.
Just change it up a little bit.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a good match. I think it's going to be enjoyable. I'm not going to boo it. I'm going to be happy to see Roman win. Hopefully the crowd doesn't boo him out of the arena. That's all.
Yep.
And with that is it. We have predicted all of WrestleMania. We're going to go over all the picks one more time, once again.
One more again.
Women's Battle Royal. I've got Sasha Banks. D-Murph has Ruby Riott. Under the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, I have Woken Matt Hardy. D-Murph has Bobby Lashley. Cruiserweight title, I have Cedric Alexander. D-Murph has Mustafa Ali. We have a lot of differing picks at this WrestleMania, by the way. That is very not typical. Raw tag titles. We both have Braun Strowman and his mystery partner over the bar. SmackDown tag titles. You have the Usos retaining. I have the New Day winning. U.S. title match. I have Bobby Roode. You have Jinder Mahal. IC title match. I have Miz retaining. You have Seth Rollins winning. Raw Women's title match. I have Alexa retaining. You have Nia Jax winning. SmackDown Women's title match. We both have Asuka winning. Bryan and McMahon versus Owens and Zayn. We both have Bryan and McMahon. Rousey Angle versus Triple H Stephanie. We both have Rousey Angle. WWE title match. You have Styles. I have Nakamura. Taker versus Cena. You have Taker. I have Cena. And Universal title match. We both have Roman Reigns.
Yep. And I think that about does it for us for now with wrestling.
Yeah. So that'll do it for us for wrestling. We will be back in about 2 weeks' time for the review. Next week there will not be an episode of the podcast as I'm going to Atlantic City for the hockey tournament.
And I have all kinds of crazy crap.
But we will hopefully likely be live streaming our reactions to WrestleMania 34, so be sure to check that out. Let's transition real quick over to video games because we're running long and our family's starting to show up, so we gotta wrap this up. So into the video game news.
Gotta go. Brigitte has come out since we've last talked. I have played as her. She is very good, very fun to play with. Also, they have announced that they're going to be coming out with the next event on April 10th, and it looks like it's going to be the same thing as last year, plus possibly an extra mission that took place a year before the Uprising event of last year, in which it will be possibly Black Watch focused, so that would probably include Reaper, McCree, Genji, and Moira, since they're the only ones we know that are official, that were actually in the Black Watch, but it should be super fun.
Yes, it should be. Very cool. That was their weekly Overwatch news, by the way, if you couldn't tell from the jingle. And then we're just going to quickly hit on the Overwatch League. We've got Stage 2 wrapped up. New York Excelsior won it. They defeated Philadelphia Fusion, who came on strong and defeated the London Spitfire in the semifinals for the Stage 2 championships. They are on an off week right now as Stage 3 will get started next week, starting this Wednesday. The current standings are Excelsior in first place, London Spitfire in second, Steel Dynasty in third, Philadelphia Fusion fourth, Houston Outlaws fifth, Boston sixth, LA Valiant 7th, LA Gladiators 8th, San Francisco Shock 9th, Dallas Fuel 10th, Florida Mayhem 11th, and the Shanghai Dragons 12th.
Shanghai Dragons with their rating of 0 and 20.
Yes, the Shanghai Dragons are not good. So that's all for Overwatch stuff. You believe I had a couple other things real quick?
Yes, Far Cry 5 came out, and everything I've seen and heard of it is that the gameplay of the game is absolutely amazing, but a lot of people are very upset with the storyline of it, because the entire storyline going in was this whole overzealous religious cult more or less coming in and taking over a county in Montana, and instead of that being the main premise, the basic idea is basically that they're like using drugs to do that, as opposed to it being like it actually is in a lot of places in America. And a lot of people think that they really dropped the ball on it because they're like, oh, it could be about this very serious storyline, but drugs. They make them like zombies, and so it's a cult.
Well.
So a lot of people were a little disappointed by that, but overall it seemed like it's a very fun game. And then also, as you would know if you've been following me on Twitter, PUBG Mobile came out.
Yes.
And I've been playing that like crazy.
I played a few games of PUBG Mobile. I got myself a chicken dinner. It's when you start up, it's mostly bots, and then as you level up and you get better at the game, you play against other human characters. It's interesting. It's fun. I enjoyed it. I haven't had much time to play it.
I'll just say I'm at level, like, I think it's 22 or 23 right now. I think they start having the bots significantly drop at either 10 or 15, and I'm still averaging 6 or 7 kills a game.
Nice. Another game that came out this week, which I'm sure most people who watch me live on Twitch know is MLB The Show 18. It's really good. It's actually pretty good. I'm enjoying it. They made some upgrades to Road to the Show, which are good. Your character levels up based on how you perform now, instead of gaining experience points for what you do and then allocating it. And yeah, I'm just enjoying Diamond Dynasty, Conquest Mode, Road to the Show. They have these new Immortal cards, which are 99, like Immortal players of baseball, which takes like all their best seasons and combines them into like to make them 99 overall. So like you've got Babe Ruth, Vladimir Guerrero's in there, Bob Gibson, bunch of other different guys. So I'm trying to slowly but surely make my way on Babe Ruth. It'll take quite a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying MLB The Show 18. And then one other thing, Fortnite, they introduced a guided rocket launcher into the game.
Nice.
So now you can fire the rocket and guide it as it moves about to try and locate people, or maybe even help transport your teammates, because people can jump on rockets in that game.
Interesting.
And fly on rockets. However, the detriment of it, which my girlfriend pointed out last night when I was playing with her on the stream, is that as you're guiding the rockets, you are exposed. So if you're out in the open, you can get killed pretty quickly.
Yep.
So
reminds me of Junkrat with his ultimate.
Yes. And I believe that's everything I had on my mind.
Yep, I think that does it for this
episode. Yeah, really quick video game section this time, guys. But that's because we were predicting WrestleMania and NXT TakeOver. We had big wrestling stuff. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure that you check us out live and also on VOD on Twitch at twitch.tv/L_Murpho. If you want to watch us on VOD on YouTube, you can do that as well. We are on YouTube at twitch.tv/LMurphoReal. Do not forget to subscribe, like, comment on there. Engage with us over there. You can also listen to us on audio form at Super Grapple Bros on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and other places where podcasts are found.
Rate, review, and subscribe. Especially
important on there because the more ratings and reviews we get, the more visibility we actually get on the platforms. So please rate, review, and subscribe the audio versions. Yep. If you guys have any questions, concerns, issues, topics, conversation, and you can't get to us in the chat when you're live, you can mention it to us in the Facebook comments, but you can also get it to us in two other important ways. Email us at supergrappbros@gmail.com, or you can join my Discord server, which is in the description in the YouTube videos, or just on my Twitch page. I have a channel in my Discord server that is all about discussing Super Grapple Bros and topics and questions and all that kind of stuff. You can also find us on Twitter, which is how you will know when we go live on Twitch. Every episode we tweet out when we go live. I am L_Murpho. He is
DMurph
_42.
Yes.
And Big Stupid asking when I will be streaming this week. I do not know. I am currently working on... I am officially unemployed as of right now, although I may have a new job at NBC Sports in the next couple weeks. I will find out soon. Okay. But this week, I have nothing going on. I will not be streaming Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, and for most Sunday, because I'll be in Atlantic City for an ice hockey tournament. Again, Sunday evening, we'll be looking to do... Super Grapple Bros, the WrestleMania reactions live stream. Probably... Maybe Monday and Tuesday nights. Monday and Tuesday I will likely be streaming. Thursday I might be going out. Wednesday I normally spend with my girlfriend. So we'll see. But that could change. That's why you guys got to check me out at L_Murpho on Twitter. And the Discord. I'll also update you guys on Discord as well.
And now to close us out with our kayfabe news article of the week, which is that study proves pro wrestlers climb ladders 100 times slower than average humans.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
And they also have an issue with depth perception.
I don't think we had to really do an in-depth scientific study to prove that. We just had to watch Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, but now we have the evidence for it.
Okay, now we got scientific proof.
Yep.
All right, guys. Take care. Until we see you again. Deuces, the deuce, the deucey deuce.
Peace.
Laters.
Bye-bye.
Still champ. Gonna still have this in a couple weeks.
We'll find out.
On you. And happy Easter to you guys as well, and happy Rusev Day.
Happy Easter, and happy Rusev Day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Shut up and sit down.